police, okay, have 25 police reports that I have, where they're all telling the same story, saying that Brian is a white supremacist. No, he's not. He's a whistleblower, supposed to be protected by FBI, you know, there's laws, okay? The fact that they didn't do it, you know who James Comey is, right?
Nope.
Okay. James Comey framed Trump. He's the FBI
Oh, okay.
head, okay?
I'm thinking local and,
No.
yeah,
Well,
okay.
James Comey ran the Connecticut FBI before he went down to falsify the Hillary Clinton investigation, falsified the Benghazi investigation, you understand? James Comey was the FBI head of Connecticut before he went down to falsify all those the email server questions of Hillary Clinton, you understand? Okay?
Mhm.
The biggest criminal of all time ran the Connecticut FBI. So I don't expect a single thing out of them. So I've been building cases against them for 20 years. 20 is a lot. 20 years is a lot. So what I'm saying is this case caught my attention because it's supposed to be feeding Connecticut's meth, all of it. Now, when you think about Block Island, in the winter, there's nobody there, right? They converted into a meth lab using the ferry to deliver the meth. He accused the Rhode Island State Police, not the Connecticut State Police, right? Of delivering the meth, loading it on the ferry, okay? I went to the feds. I went to Channel 12. I gave them the story a year ago. They're like, this is the most insane thing I've ever heard of. Except that, okay, they failed to investigate it for a year.
You can keep that one. That has to go through Middletown.
Oh, mail this?
Yeah, because you have to send them check-in with it too.
Oh, I don't know how many reports there are.
Neither do I. But
Well,
if
they're
you're
in your
looking-
screen.
If you're looking,
They're in the screen here.
if you're looking,
How many
at-
pages is it?
If you're looking for the
Oh,
one.
this is Lebanon. That's
Okay,
why
I'm gonna stop talking because you keep
I
talking.
gotta go to Lebanon, in other words. and ask
No,
them.
you don't go to Lebanon.
Oh,
But any arrest, you get accident or the criminal information, accident reports or the criminal information summaries here. All
Okay.
of the reports go through reports and records in Middletown at headquarters.
okay.
So you can mail that in or go online and.
And they'll
pay
call
for
me
that.
up and say, okay, you owe this much.
I'm not,
Probably.
that's not my department, I don't know. All I'm just saying is that one you keep because you have to go do that. So there's a lot of questions on here, sir.
Yeah, and they need to be answered. So I'll do the
But it-
FOIA. I'll
but-
do whatever I gotta do, but I'm gonna get them.
Okay, you just keep talking over me, sir.
Sorry, that's my nature.
Okay.
I haven't
Well, if
gotten
you
any
like having-
answers.
Okay.
Hey, you wanna walk away?
Would you like,
Would you like to walk away?
would you like your copies?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, then I have to go take care of something.
Thank you.
Do not hold the door.
Okay. Did he get hostile? Maybe a little. Hey, just a quick question. Do you know who the chief is? What's his name? What's his email? Who's running this K, Troop K? Do you know how to send him an email? Cool.
Sir,
What's the chief's first name?
chief, we don't have a chief.
Rosenberg's first name.
Adam. And you actually wrote it down here, you just didn't get the Rosenberg part.
No, they said, so it's, his email is adam.rosenberg, right?
Correct,
That's
because
ct.gov.
nect.gov is first name,
I
last
got
name.
it. Cool. Thank you, sir. So, are we done?
Almost. Are you done?
I didn't get any reports, and then you saying I got
You have to go through reports and records, right. The public information you have is the boxes that you,
Yeah, I saw.
those, that's
cool.
what we can give out. Everything else has to go through reports and records. Not that I'm saying, I don't even know too much about the case, I know
Right.
that Brian was here as far as being arrested,
Yep.
but they redact victims, any pertinent information regarding victims or anything
Yeah,
like
do you know
that.
who the woman is who's claiming,
Again, I don't know anything about the case,
okay.
so I just told you that all I
He was
know is that
running
Brian
down a
was here.
trail at the park, and he was calling his wife's name out, because she was supposed to be there, and she was there.
Which park? In Lebanon?
The trail,
At the town green or airline trail?
airline trail.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the person, the people across the street shot at.
Okay.
The bikers with all the marks in the roads. You know the mark, have you been by? There's a million donut marks in the street. We talked to the neighbors, they're all terrified of these people. They're drug dealers, did you know that?
Okay.
So the fact is, they have connections to the cops that are working him over.
Okay.
Whether they're their informant or not, it appears that they broke every single federal law there is, if they are their informant, shooting a gun at him. That's a violent act, that's not condoned. You can't do that, you can't approve that.
But you're acute.
I'm hearing there are shots fired, and I'm told there's no shots fired in the reports when the cops were there.
Okay.
So the fact is, I mean,
You're accusing the state police of shooting at him. That's essentially
no,
what you're doing.
I said the informant's shot.
Okay.
Okay, now
Well,
if that's
alright,
the informant
so
for
what you're
Lebanon
accusing
police.
is Lebanon police are us.
Oh, you cover Lebanon.
We cover Lebanon.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. Well, all those neighbors are terrified of that group there? They're the bikers that go to that bar?
So what you're doing is you're accusing the Connecticut State Police.
I did.
If that's what you're saying.
I'm saying I heard this. I'm not saying, I'm repeating what I heard. Okay, is it
Okay.
true? Well, I hope not.
So, but that's what your complaint is, that shots were fired
Well, what
at
I-
him.
That's what I
and
heard.
that permission was given to shoot at him.
Honestly, if they didn't arrest them, yeah. if it's not in the police report and they know about it, because Brian said he told the cops who took him down repeatedly, what are you doing about the guys that were shooting at me? And they, stone-faced, didn't answer, looked away, didn't listen. Obviously, it's a case of, gee, you know, why would a woman with a baby carriage, when Brian's running by her looking for his wife, file a claim that he threatened a mother with a baby, which he would never do, okay? He's like, I would never do that. Who got hurt? Who's the EMT claiming that he touched him? He didn't touch, he says, I didn't hurt any EMT. Why would I hurt an EMT? So I go, oh, okay, so what else have you heard? This. I said, wow, this is, you know, just like the other 25 reports. The other 25 reports say, A, he's a white supremacist, A, he's a KKK member.
Reports from who?
The reports I have 25 police reports.
Whose reports?
I could look, but I thought it was
Police
Willimantic
department.
Police.
Okay,
So is it you guys?
Willimantic, so here's the
Right,
thing.
it's different.
It is.
Yeah.
Willimantic, the
Right, they have their
borough
own.
itself has their own.
Right.
We cover the town of Wyndham.
I got you. Cool, okay, so I didn't know.
It is a big difference.
Okay, it is, it's huge.
Right.
Right, it's gigantic. So what I'm told, though, is, well, it's unrelated to the whole huge drug case that is related to this because they want him dead, and they told him.
Okay.
Okay, so that's separate. I don't expect that you're doing that, because you're just responding to calls about your territory and doing what you think is right, which is fine. But not knowing that the people across the street, what they're doing to him, I mean, I wonder why no one's protected his rights. If you're aware of what's going on over there, it's a nightmare, okay? It's a nightmare. So if they have 10 people, he's got cameras in all the trees. He's got backed up shit. When he gets locked up by you guys for 5 hours, his house gets robbed and they steal his computers? Really? Like, who else would gain from breaking and entering, stealing a laptop and a desktop or whatever they stole?
So you're accusing the Connecticut State Police of
What do you think?
burglary and theft?
No, I'm saying somebody got a call. I don't expect the state trooper in a uniform would show up at a house in broad daylight, cut the screen, climb in the window, steal a laptop and leave out the back door. I would say that someone made a phone call, hey, if you want to get Brian, you got to get his evidence, he's on to you, and that's what's going on here. So
now
I don't
you're
expect,
implying that the
I am
Connecticut State
implying-
Police are making phone
no,
calls.
you keep saying that, okay?
Well,
I
that's
keep
what we
saying, excuse me, if you're saying Willimantic's different, and those 25 police reports are at the Willimantic Police Department, implicating, okay?
Willimantic wouldn't know that we had him. So you're implying that it's us. If you're saying that we were the only ones that had him in custody,
You had him in custody,
correct.
whoever knew, broke
I
into
don't
his
know.
house. Now, you're on the police scanner, they can listen,
They can.
right? So, knowing, okay, feeding you false information about him, which is what's going on, I believe, that's my belief, that if he's a witness to the largest meth lab in America, responsible for thousands of opioid deaths, and now they're killing everyone who knows too much, they're threatening to kill him, and his brother runs it. I think he has knowledge that you guys may not know. But the fact that those cops are friends with the people that live across the street from him, and they're over there all the time,
Okay, so when you
and
say,
they're observing him,
let me ask you this question.
and they interfered with his internet, they took his internet out.
Okay.
Who did that? He says it was a I have to look. Not your normal carrier. In other words, he has Comcast, he has Charter Communication. The whole street has Charter, but not a Charter. A Charter truck didn't come. A different vendor came up, he watched them disconnect his internet. Then his internet went down at his house. The connections, like here's the mailbox. Let's say here's the mailbox, there's the driveway, there's the house. It's right here. There's two overhead boxes along the wire in the middle of the street. They took a ladder. They went up, disconnected his internet to break in when he got arrested. So here he goes. He sees them taking down the internet. The internet goes down. He gets arrested. During the arrest, his cameras are down. And he can't see who broke into his house in a very short window when he was here.
Right.
So proving, you would need you'd need a subpoena legally to disconnect his internet during a robbery. Okay, so not only will there be a record of who, it's Frontier. Frontier took his internet out. He saw the Frontier truck. He goes, nobody has Frontier. Johnny, there's a Frontier truck next to my driveway. They can, messing with the internet. I go, really? Oh, my internet went down. Really? Yeah. Oh, I got arrested. Oh my, when I was under arrest, my house got robbed. They knew I had cameras in all the trees, and the corner of the house, the front corner has a camera like that. This side of the, here's a garage door, there's another camera here. There's cameras, like say this is the road, and this is like 75 feet. There's cameras in this tree, and there's 7 cameras outside. So he would have had them caught on camera, except that, I'd like to know who gave access to his internet to take down his, this is a complicated thing. You can't just, if you lived at your house, I don't care where you live, you just say, oh, I live in Colchester, okay? So the fact is, oh, I don't wanna know. I'm just saying, if you had a Verizon truck show up and disconnect your, that's conspiracy, okay? That's beyond just regular house robbery. Whoever instructed those guys to break into his house and have his computer right now, it contains evidence of a federal investigation into the largest meth lab in New England. So this is like pretty ugly, getting pretty ugly pretty fast, if it's true, And I'm not saying, you seem like a straight up guy. I have no, I suspect you're 100% honest, but the fact is, if I'm accusing you, or if it sounds that way, I really don't think you're involved at all. But that doesn't mean Willimantic has 25 cops that falsified police reports to justify false arrest, which is exactly what happened. And I've dealt with cases like this, repeated home invasion cases. I've worked on a lot of cases. I'm working on the Alex Jones case. I'm working on the same hitman who tried to kill me once, was hired by 2 dirty cops in East Haven to kill 2 clean cops named Lamb and Dealey. I worked on that case for multiple years. I initiated 5 lawsuits. Couldn't get discovery, couldn't get the 911 calls, 31 911 calls I could not get. Went to trial, put them on the stand, interviewed them 7 days. They did no recollection of anything. Okay, so they cashed 1,300 stolen checks, that group, 1,300. It's a big case. It's caught in the screen, it'll never move forward. I'm gonna reopen it, but I keep reopening all these cases, which are pretty bad, murder cases. I'm gonna reopen the Stephen Barrier case. Yeah, the problem here is that Blumenthal, my opponent, paid the bribe, 30 mil. They paid Black Lives Matter and Antifa. And when that comes out, if you look on Act Blue on the screen, Act Blue, it's a website, that raises money for Blumenthal monthly, $700,000 a month. That's Black Lives Matter and Antifa paying Richard Blumenthal. And by the way, he committed statutory rape. He did all these things you guys have no idea about. He wrote the Iran deal. He's taking bribes. I just sued him over 5G. I sued Connecticut over 5G, 21 defendants. It's a huge case. They want every kid in Connecticut infertile. 5G makes you infertile, gives you cancer, and makes every child autistic. You aware of that? I can give you all the details. The Wi-Fi in Hamden, Connecticut is 60,000 RF.
So you're just kind of going with your history and what you've got going on.
I'm going on what's going on.
Right.
You don't need to know.
I don't have time
You
for
don't
that.
need to know.
No.
Okay, good. But guess what? This case is got more murders than you can count.
Okay, well,
Cool. Pleasure
I am
meeting.
not
I won't be contacting you again.
I am not the entire case.
Right.
I will read your complaint.
Cool.
I will look into Mr. Turner and
Cool.
some of the accusations that you have
Right. And
thrown
you can
out.
talk to him if
I
you
don't
want.
need to talk to him.
Okay. I suggest,
That's the best part, we have it on the video.
cool,
Have a good day, sir.
you too, thanks.